Let's keep going with Christy Mc Sweeney and Liz Storer sorting out the problems of the world. How about this one? So there's an AFLW game in Brisbane on the weekend, and a woman turning up at the game is wearing a Yes T-shirt, supporting the Yes case in the referendum, of course. She's told she's got to change it. You can't go to the footy with a political message on a T-shirt. This is over the top, isn't it, Liz? I mean, obviously, you know, yes or no, they're pretty straightforward messages when it comes to this particular question.
Yes, certainly. And considering the forum in which this happened, I mean, they've put out statements themselves saying where they stand on it. A lot of the sporting bodies have, a lot of the leagues have. So why can't a single individual, there was nothing offensive on the T-shirt whatsoever. I mean, it could have been a Marsha Langton quote and then it would have been. But this was just a simple Yes T-shirt. I certainly have no problems with it whatsoever. And I think it's quite alarming and somewhat hypocritical for her to be disallowed entry due to wearing it, given the very sporting body itself has come out in hearty support. It makes absolutely no sense.
Normally the AFL are into virtue signalling. I'm surprised she wasn't just given free entry, but instead they saw the yes and they said no. Now, Christy, I'm going to get your thoughts on this one. There's a big push for public transport in New South Wales to allow pets on board. You catch the train down to the city or off to the supermarket, you can take your cat or dog on board. Clover Moore, the Sydney Lord Mayor, is pushing for this. Me, I say keep your dog off my train. Where do you stand, Christy?
Look, is this part of Clover Moore's continued crusade to abolish cars, to turn all roads into bike lanes, and now she's figured out that people have no way of transporting their cats and dogs unless they're allowed on public transport when you're not allowed to drive anywhere in the city of Sydney? I don't know. Then we get to a point of, well, maybe a dog might be okay, but what about a cat, a ferret, a rabbit? I mean, how do you discriminate as to what pets are acceptable and what aren't? We have a pretty good law in Australia where you need service papers to demonstrate that your animal is a service animal or a therapy animal, and that's acceptable. Should we open the door to every other budgie, possum, whatever pet anybody wants to bring on public transport? It's already bad enough sometimes just with people.
That's what I'd like to see, an orangutan and a possum on the same carriage and see the possum thrown out the window. Imagine a dog going and a cat on your train in the morning. What a shocker.